Okay, everyone, welcome to this next video lesson. Make sure you have paper and pencil out, ready to copy down everything that I copied down in order for you to be prepared and ready to go on this next assignment. Okay, so first thing that we do, as always, is we identify the name of this assignment, right? And the name of this assignment is called System of Equations with Three Variables, Part. Wait a minute, something's wrong here. This isn't part 1. We already did part 1. This is part 2, right? Part 2. Last time we did part 1. This time we're going to do part 2. So it's going to be slightly different than the last video lesson, right? Of three variables, system of equations of three variables. But as we did on the first example, on the first video lesson, we're going to highlight each of these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful equations here, different colors. So first I'm going to start with pink here. So I'm going to highlight my first equation pink. I'm going to highlight my second equation purple. And I'm going to highlight my third equation blue. Okay. Now, just like before, I'm going to follow the steps here. Let's see what step 1 here says. Pick two equations. Okay. So I'm going to pick two equations here where one of my variables is going to cancel. So luckily with me, look, negative 7x, 7x, negative 7x. Those are two of them are going to cancel for sure. Now I need one positive and one negative. And again, fortunately for me, the first equation pink, second equation purple, negative 7x, positive 7x. So let us write the first equation pink, second equation purple. So the first equation says negative 7x plus y. So negative 7x plus y plus 8z plus 8z is equal to, I think it was 1. There you go. 1. Okay. My second equation was purple, so let me switch to purple. 7x minus 10y minus 7z. Okay. 7x minus 10y minus, what is it again? 7z is equal to negative 3. Yep, is equal to negative 3. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw my line, and I got exactly what I needed. Look, those negative 7x and positive 7x cancel out, right? So I'm going to write my 1 here just so I remember there's an invisible 1. So positive 1 and the negative 10 are different signs. I subtract 10 minus 1 is 9. 9y, and then I get a negative 9y because 10 is bigger. Positive 8 and negative 7, subtract 8 minus 7 is 1. Positive 1, z, because 8 is bigger. Equals 1 and negative 3, different signs. 3 minus 1 is 2. Negative 2 because 3 is bigger. And look at that. I get that equation right there. Perfect. Okay. Pick two equations. That's step 1. Check. Let us go to step 2. It says pick another two equations. Okay. Well, I want another 2 that's going to cancel. So I am not going to pick pink and blue, guys, because negative 7x and negative 7x do not cancel. They're the same signs. I need them to be opposite signs. But check it out. Purple is positive 7. Blue is negative 7x. Those cancel out for sure. So let's go with purple and blue, right? So my purple equation says 7x minus 10y minus 7z is equal to negative 3. My blue equation says negative 7x plus 7y plus 8z is equal to 7, right? So I draw my line, and I get exactly what I wanted. I cancel those out. Okay? Negative 10 and a positive 7, different signs. I subtract 10 minus 7 is 3y. Negative 3y, right, because 10 is bigger. 8 and negative 7, I subtract. 8 minus 7 is 1. Positive 1 because 8 is bigger. 1z equals negative 3 and positive 7, different signs. I subtract. 7 minus 3 is 4. Positive 4 because 7 is bigger. And there I have my second equation. Look at that. Step 3. Both circled equations and solved. Well, I didn't circle them actually. I put them in rectangles. Look at this. That one and that one, I put them in rectangles. So I'm going to write this one down here, and I'm going to write this one there. Two equations. They're both squared ones, circled ones, or rectangle ones, I'm sorry. So let me recopy this here. Negative 9y plus 1z is equal to negative 2. And then my second one, negative 3y plus 1z plus 1z is equal to 4. Now I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to cancel because look, 1z and 1z. Wait a minute. Darn it, they don't cancel. What the heck do I do? But wait a minute, if one of them was negative, like if this top one was a negative 1z, then I can cancel it with this positive 1z. So I'm going to make this 1z a negative, and I'm going to do that by multiplying it by negative 1. Multiplying the whole thing by negative 1. So when I do that, right, when I multiply everything by negative 1, I am going to get negative times negative 1 times negative 9 is a positive 9y. Negative 1 times positive 1z is a negative 1z. And negative 1 times negative 2 is equal to a positive 2. Now, this second equation, it's already there. I'm just going to copy it over. Look, I'm going to bring it over. Negative 3y plus 1z is equal to 4. And now, take a look at this. Boom. Exactly what I wanted, right? And now I can do 9y minus 3y. 9 minus 3 is 6y. Okay. 2 and 4 are both the same sign, so I'm going to add them. 2 and 4 is 6. The opposite of multiplying by 6 is dividing by 6. So I get y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1, right? So we'll put a yellow box around that. So I got my y. Perfect, one letter down. Because remember, my goal here in step 6 is to find x, y, and z. Well, I have found y. Okay, perfect. Done with step 3. Now, step 4 says plug in parentheses. Plug in what? Oh, wait a minute. Look, I already know what y is. So maybe I plug in y right there. Plug in y. So I think it is y. So let's plug in y and solve. Okay, but plug it into what though? Plug it into, oh, I remember. I'm going to choose one of these two dudes and plug in y. To me, honestly, this one looks easier, so I'm going to recopy that one. So I'm going to say negative 3y, but wait a minute, I'm going to plug in y. I'm going to leave y as a parentheses. Plus 1z is equal to 4. And since I know what y is 1. Boom, look at that. 1 is going to go right in there. So let us put 1 right in there. So I am going to multiply negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Well, I'm immediately going to move negative 3 over and make it positive 3, right? So I get 1z, 4 plus 3 is 7. The opposite of multiplying by 1 is dividing by 1. So I get z is equal to 7 divided by 1 is 7. And that, kiddos, is my z. I found my z. Look at this. I'm almost there. I found my y. I found my z. Now I need to find x. Right? Look. There's my y. There's my z. Now we need to find x. So let's go to step 5. Plug in blank and blank. Well, what is blank and blank? It's two things. Oh! Y and z. Plug in y and z. Ah, I get it. Plug in y and z into simple color equations. Simple color means I'm going to choose one of my OG equations right here. One of my pink, purple, or blue. To me, pink looks the easiest. So I'm going to recopy pink. So let me switch over to pink here. So I'm going to zoom out here, and I'm going to say negative 7x plus y, but I already know what y is, plus 8z, but I already know what z is equal to 1. Look at that. So y goes here, and y is 1, so 1 is going to go in there. 1. And then plus 8z. Well, I know what z is. Z is 7, so 7 is going to go right in there. 7. Look at that. So I get, well, 1 is just 1, right? 1's going to come down. 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, and 1 just comes down right here. And 1 and 56 is 57. Well, I immediately got to bring 57 over as minus 57. So I'm left with negative 7x. So right here, negative 7x. And a positive 1 and a negative 57 are different signs. 57 minus 1 is 56. Negative. And the opposite of multiplying by negative 7 is dividing by negative 7. So I get x is equal to positive 8. Negative divided by negative is positive. And 56 divided by 7 is 8. And there's my x. Look at that. So I have my x, I have my y, and I have my z. So I can finally write in my solution. X, Y, Z, my x is 8. My y is 1. And my z is 7. And that, kiddos, is my final solution. Look at that. Perfectly done. Perfectly done. So these are the kinds of problems you're going to get in this worksheet. The ones where we have to multiply one of these two here by negative 1 in step 3. Step 3, where you have to multiply one of them by negative 1. In this case, in my problem, I multiplied the top equation by negative 1, right? But we could have multiplied the bottom one as well by negative 1. Okay? So make sure you took really good notes, right? Because you're going to be able to apply this and do your work exactly the way I did this. All right. Thank you guys for being here and doing this tough, complex work. But you all can do it. See you next time.